So, so I'm recording. So, single woman with a child that just met, sparks are flying. It's a lot of chemistry. I mean, and she just got this interest in you. She needs to express, but she doesn't want you to meet a child because she's already.
Right.
You might not be around. You might not get to meet her mama, cousin, brother, anybody. You definitely get to meet the child.
Right.
So, do you feel guilty? Do you hold her to the same level of respect because she spends all Saturday with you, spend the night, cook you breakfast on Sunday, and her child is somewhere else? I mean, 2 weekends, 3 weekends, 4 weekends in a row. Now, because we know 2-parent households,
yeah.
So she might, in my logic, have 2 weekends a month to spend with you, and that's it. But she's giving you Wednesday night, Thursday mornings, Friday afternoons, and third week. I'm like,
well, I mean, it depends.
What do you think?
It depends on everybody's situation. Because my situation is unique too. See, I keep my daughter.
You have it, okay.
And so
you have less time to spend with a woman.
But every weekend, somebody in my family wants to keep it.
Right.
Whether it's her mom, my mom, my dad, grandparents on both sides.
So you don't
every weekend.
So you don't think a woman should take fatherhood credibility away from you because you're free every weekend?
No, definitely not.
So that's the question.
You can make that jump right off the bat without knowing.
You at least have to ask
you don't know the situation. It could be there could be a good explanation for it.
Yeah, because you call you before 8:30.
You see my point though, right?
Yeah.
It's like because you know this woman cares about her child, but in order for y'all to get past the 90 days, which I'm just throwing a number out there, for you to get past that probation period to even meet that child, y'all got to spend time together.
True enough.
You know? So, let's just say it is 90 days. During that 90-day period, are you feeling like, how good of a mother could she be if she has time to date?
I mean, you have to pay attention and be observant of when you're on the phone. Is she saying, oh, well, I'm cooking dinner for my baby right now, or you hear her interacting or being motherly towards a child, or
that's a good point.
It should definitely be situations where we have plans to go out. Something happened with your daughter, son,
I
and
agree.
you can't make it. That should happen,
right?
And if it don't, then like,
right,
you know, maybe, you know.
And I agree. Thank you, gorgeous, for chiming in, and that's why I like to bring that topic up because, like MC said, yeah, everybody's situation is different. So you have to take in consideration. But I'm the guy dating a mother. And I'm the guy that haven't met the kid yet. Right. So that's something that's come up.
Hey, but people,
you know?
Hey, the funny thing is, nothing takes in another direction, but some women get offended, especially if you are sexually active with them and they haven't met your daughter yet.
Say that again?
If you are sexually active with a woman, like you may be dating a woman, and they be like, well, you know, I want to meet your daughter or something. And you may say, no.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not necessarily ready for you to meet my daughter.
Right.
She feels like,
well, offended.
How you going to have sex with me, but
that's a good,
meet your daughter?
That's a good point.
That's
a different topic.
Yeah, I started to say something that I ain't going to finish.
Say it, man.
I didn't know she was part of the deal.
Exactly.
So, you know, there have been situations where a woman may feel like she's less of a woman by not being allowed to meet the kid, but allowed to lay down in your bed.
So she said, waking up. Can you read that, MC?
Waking up, taking them to daycare, school, and going to work, back and getting them, making dinner, putting them to bed, etc. The routine of being alone with kids is not easy. You might want or need a whole Saturday to yourself for the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Trust me. That routine she just typed out is what happens Monday to Friday. On the weekends is my little off time. And then I'm looking to have that because I have family that wants to keep her.
Right.
But, you know, like last weekend, she stayed with me all weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
And see, that's the thing. Yeah, I was a single father for a while, and I'm fortunate to have family here in Houston. Shout out to the Taz, because they have my nephew's 1 year apart. So that's my son's best friend. My nephew and my son 1 year apart. That was my son's best friend. That's his first cousins. So, I mean, they help me out in the summertime. I don't have to take them to work with me. Sometimes I do, but, you know, I always feel like, dang, man, like I need to have my son as much as possible because I need to teach him basketball, baseball. And I went through this phase, and my brother was like, my brother has kids too. He was like, you being selfish. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, this their cousins. They never get to see them. All because you're trying to be so responsible and you're trying to be so self-sufficient that you never let them come spend the night. And I'm just like, man, I can't win. Because my son's mom saying I'm a deadbeat dad. Because I got my son 6 days out of 7, so I'm a deadbeat father.
You got to recognize sometimes the mother and the child have a different motive.
You know, and then my brother telling me I'm neglecting the rest of the family because I never let them stay. I always come pick him up. Because this happened one time. I picked him up at 1 a.m. He was like, man, just let him stay. Hey, nah, man, I got to wake up and fix the cereal. You got to shoot 100 shots. Come on, y'all know Magic Johnson shot 100 shots, you know what I'm saying, in the morning, Saturday mornings. So Tiger Woods' father took him out, took him to the golf course. I mean, Michael Jordan's father, the same thing. Like, as a father, it's like, man, I need to teach my son to be on another level. He can't be hanging out just with family and stuff. So that's what phase I went through, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I enjoyed it. And me and my girl were talking about this the other day about your child being the center of your world. Just being able to discuss and talk about everything your child is doing, take the focus off of you. You know, like that's how you get attention.
What you saying? She said,
what did it say?
For you to assume she's not being a good mother,
it's absurd because
she wants to spend time with you.
I know that was the whole conflict of dating a single mother.
I mean, you gotta understand, mom has a personal life, and a lot of guys are not.
6.5.
A lot of guys may not be an active father. You know, some guys are. Shout out to all my active fathers.
That's what's up.
But they want to have a relationship, get married, et cetera, too. So if they don't make time for you, they're going to be single forever.
And that's the catch-22. Yeah. That's my whole...
They have to make time for you.
That's the whole dilemma.
If they like you, and they genuinely like you, they have to make time for you.
That's the balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
It's all about balance. So, MC, meet a chick. You said it doesn't matter if she had kids or not, but just for the record, you don't have kids, right?
No, I don't.
So, what's your affinity towards proposing, being so serious with a woman that you... I didn't see this look he gave me. I forgot who I was talking to.
Yeah, you want to go back to a different word?
About being in such a serious relationship with a woman that y'all would live together. Is that better?
Okay.
Okay. So what's your affinity with a child, without a child?
I mean, off the top of my head, I'm going to say without, just because I am.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. And looking back through history, especially the last, 5 years or so, most of the people that I've dated have had children. Because realistically, you start to get closer, 28, 29, 30.
Right.
People have been married, they've been divorced, people are having children, and it's just...
Right.
And if I went back and kind of, looked at the history of the last 5 or 6 years, I would say I've dated more people with children than probably without.
Yeah, you don't meet too many without.
Okay, JRight. He doesn't have any kids. He meets a woman with a child. That's still one child. When he say goodbye to the woman, he's saying goodbye to one child. You have a child. Right. You meet a woman. Y'all hook up. She has a child. The 2 kids become friends. When you say goodbye, you're saying goodbye to a woman and to a child, and your child got to say goodbye to another child. Are you affinity for a woman with a child or without a child?
Oh, I almost...
What's your affinity?
Don't want to... It's hard that when you a parent, it's hard dating somebody that's not a parent because they may not understand.
Right.
They may not understand how they live. I get off at 4, pick up my daughter, get home, 4:35. She wants to eat, play, needs a bath. I want to eat. I may be tired. Right. I mean, I want to talk to you for hours on the phone. Right. It's not that I don't like you.
How responsible it is.
I got stuff I got to do. And after a long day of work, I'm tired. Right. And I want to make time for you. Hey, what's going on?
So your affinity is for a parent.
I like, preferably if you have a parent, but if you're not, I'm not going to say, oh, you don't have a parent, I'm not going to talk to you. It's all about if you're understanding. And some women are motherly and some are not. Right. Some will be ask about your daughter, oh, what is she doing? And others act like she's not existing. So, it just depends on what's what. And
who says the kids can't be friends? Let me
not after the relationship.
Yeah. Nah. I get along with my ex. Yeah, right. That's how much I get along with my ex. Now, my fiance and my ex get along, but I don't get along with my ex. You know?
I don't get along with my ex neither.
Exactly.
I'm just playing.
I get along with every woman I don't have a child with. That's just what it is. At this point, I do.
Yeah.
I have one child by one woman, and I get along with every woman I don't have a child with. I'm just, you know, it's no. I dated a chick that had kids. I had my son already. We became an instant family, and they were like brother, sister. You know, my son's the only child. She had 3. So brother, sister, all that. And then when we stopped dating, the kids were hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I can't. I stopped. So I had to say I can't date women with kids anymore.
Damn it. I was going to put you on blast for give me that Mickey Mouse shit. I was going to put you on blast and say, all right, T. So, you have a child, right?
That's right.
I was trying to get you to say no.
That's right. I don't date.
We've had this conversation.
That's right.
Before, so.
I don't date women with kids. I have a child. So I won't date you if you have a child.
That's interesting. That's interesting because I dated a woman that don't have a child.
But you don't. But you will also date a woman. I don't date single mothers. Point blank. It didn't work for me, man. It doesn't work for me. You know, I mean, it's too much pain involved in breaking up.
It is, and children have. But that's why when you never know, but you got to be careful when you